Noah, before we start talking about our class that's coming up, I wanted to quickly deal with the name the Enneagram. So many people wonder where that came from. It's sort of a strange sounding name. It gets pronounced all kinds of ways. But I just wanted to tell people that it's really simple. This is a system of 9 types, and Ennea is the Greek word for 9. Gram, just in Instagram, Telegram, is basically a writing. So the Enneagram system is a writing about 9 different types of personality, 9 different ways of looking at the world, 9 different ways of being in the world. And this way, people at least have an idea about what we're going to be teaching. We're going to be teaching all about these 9 types.
So, our Enneagram intro for therapists and counselors and coaches like myself is an invitation into this awesome tool for all experience levels. Whatever, experience you have with the Enneagram, we can get you jump started and help you start using it in your practice to whatever degree you see fit. So there's no need to know your type to come to this workshop. If you don't know your type, we'll try to help you find your type. If you do know your type, great. We'll help you learn a little bit more about it, peel the onion, if you will. But uh, mostly, we're going to help you figure out, wow, how could this be useful to use with our clients? What might this look like if we were to integrate this into our practice?
All of these types are very, very different. They look at the world differently. They receive information differently. They have different beliefs about life. They have different habitual patterns. And when we see clients, sometimes we notice these patterns in our relationship with our clients. And sometimes it would be really helpful to be able to point things out to clients about how their relationships maybe are affected by being very different types. So let me give you an example of a pair of types that I have seen many times in my office. Both 3s and 4s are in what we call the heart triad, but they look at the world very differently. And I've had a number of parents who were type 3 who had children, both boys and girls, who were identified with type 4. And they have extremely different views of the world. And this causes so many relationship problems between them. So 3s view the world as a place where the world loves a champion. I get things done. I have a lot of energy and I achieve a lot. Well, 3s naturally think that this is the way to go through the world, and they want their children to be that way too. But if your child happens to be a 4 on the Enneagram, this isn't going to work at all because they have a totally different view of the world. So a 4's view of the world is filled with sorrow. I feel things deeply and I value authenticity, that there is beauty in suffering. Now, this doesn't match how a 3 goes through the world at all. So it's incredibly helpful to help parents and their children who are very different, like in this case, the 3s and 4s, understand those differences because there's no right or wrong. We need absolutely every one of the things that all 9 types offer. And so we want to be able to point out to our clients that what may frustrate them may just be a very different way of thinking, and that there are ways we can deal with that with great compassion.
And I can tell you a little bit sort of about the other side of working with the Enneagram. I have felt a lot of changes on my own side of the, relationship with my clients. I feel like as a coach, knowing that I am a type 6 has pretty much changed everything. Um, so I am one of those people where when I used to sit down for a session, I would get this rabbit heartbeat, this exaggerated nerves, you know, bordering on panic, sweating, right? Just a really exaggerated thing. And eventually I looked at type 6 on the Enneagram and understood the components about that type that make it, you know, promote an air of nervousness, right? For type 6s. And I was able to understand literally the body phenomenon that was happening for me and the mental phenomenon that was happening for me. Uh, it wasn't a failure. It wasn't me something being wrong with me or me breaking down as a practitioner. This was literally my type doing its thing. I just was kind of bracing against it so hard and I wasn't letting it happen. So I can just hold this so much better now. Now that I know I'm a type 6, I know what that's about. I've read on the type extensively and kind of understood the inner workings, right? So before, as I would jump into doing work with clients, I was feeling like I was on the edge of an abyss every time, right? Because that was where I was in my type without knowing that I was that type. Now I can see the exaggeration in that abyss, edge of the abyss kind of mentality. And seeing how exaggerated it really is, that's helped bring me back down, helps make me calm. It's helped ground me uh, to work with my clients and actually be there and not be trying to self soothe, right? Yeah.
So we're going to be helping anybody who comes, not only figure out their type if they don't know it, but we're going to, as we talk about each type, we're going to be talking about issues that come up for each of these types in your office. Very typical issues that will come up, and you will see, and it will help you to get to the depth of something very quickly. We're also going to take the time to show therapists how to introduce the Enneagram into their practice. Some therapists, like myself, will use it very frequently and basically with every client. But even if you just know it, it will help you as a therapist as you are present with these different types of people and understand. But it will also help you help your clients to understand themselves better. So we think this is just a terrific system for therapists. It's why we love teaching this class, and we really hope you will join us for the beginning of a real understanding and a compassion for yourself and for people who are different than you.